31F, founder/CEO of Vanta Outreach Boutique Digital Marketing Shop. Parked in the cool district downtown office is an old warehouse. Some developer slapped glass walls into reception desk, has a neon sign that says, "Rewrite the playbook." I tell people it's all grit and vision. Technically started the agency. Like 2.5 years ago, seed money came from my dad's angel fund, and yeah, his IRA. Never mentioned that part doesn't match the self-made disruptor persona. I've been polishing on LinkedIn, got 19 employees. Now culture is my religion. We don't have managers, we have leads, we don't have problems, we have growth moments, we don't have deadlines, we have milestone horizons. Keeping the vocabulary straight is a full-time job by itself. But if the words are right, the vibe is right. Except lately the vibe is not right. Something's off, like the office air is stale. Even when the diffuser is on, been reading way too much theory about corporate matriarchies and soft power systems. Decided the normal agency model is too aggressive, too linear, too dude-brained. So I start rolling out holistic feedback loops translation. If an idea doesn't emotionally resonate, we don't do it. Doesn't matter what the dashboards say. Data is a construct anyway, usually built by the patriarchy and then sold back to you in a bar chart. I'm convinced I'm inventing the future here, but there's resistance, quiet, simmering, back corner resistance from strategy/tech. My personal migraine is Derek, 35 million. Senior strategist, been here since day one. Annoyingly competent SQL wizard. Python scripts handles the back end, API hookups runs the ad. Spend models like he's playing chess in his head, but his energy is rancid. Gray hoodie, uniform, stares at spreadsheets like they're sacred text. Never joins. Mindful midweek. Never shows up for stretch breaks. Never shares his emotional forecast. At Monday stand-up, everyone else says stuff like cloudy but improving him. Every single time. Clear skies, chance of a hot fix. Same tone, same dead stare. It's like he's daring me to call it a joke, and he's got two little satellites with him. Evan, front-end dev, and Cole, data analyst. They sit back there in a triangle of silence, headphones on, typing like they're defusing a bomb, and then they'll randomly laugh at something on a screen. I can't see, it makes my skin crawl. Like, what's so funny back there? Probably me. Probably my whole holistic thing. Last month I decided. Their silence isn't just introversion. It's a power move, withholding verbal affirmation to create a hostile environment for the female creatives. I'm literally drafting it as a medium piece in my head. Fast forward to Monday morning, big day, project dewdrop, new organic skincare, client V, C-backed stupid money. This is the campaign that gets us on the map. I walk into the conference room in my oversized power blazer, thrifted but tailored, ran me like $450 after alterations, holding my matcha like it's a microphone. Tara, social media lead, is already there. Jenna, people and culture lead, is there too. Marco, art director, posted up with a sketchbook and a haunted look, and the guys Derek, Evan, Cole sitting way down at the far end. Laptops open, not a shred of eye contact. I clap my hands once loud. All right, team, let's ground. Deep breath in. I actually wait. Tara and Jenna close their eyes and inhale like they're about to levitate. Marco follows along because he's trainable. Derek just keeps typing. I pretend not to notice. The vision for Dewdrop is radical. I start pull up my mood board on the big screen. It's gorgeous in that expensive, meaningless way. Grainy textures, soft focus, abstract shapes, text that's barely readable on purpose. Photos of women looking away from the camera, sad but beautiful, like they're thinking about ocean tides and student loans. I get that warm little spark in my chest. This is art. We aren't selling moisturizer, I say. We're selling the absence of need. I let that hang because silence is supposed to be powerful when I do it. The campaign is called blank. No product shots, no bottles, no price. No benefits list, just mood. The consumer projects their own desire onto the void we create. Tara makes a little gasp noise like, I just said something holy. Lauren, that is insanely brave, she says. Jenna nods hard, like her neck is on a hinge. It rejects the capitalist demand for transaction, Marco adds. He's practically vibrating with approval. My chest warms more. This is leadership. This is vision. This is why I have a neon sign. Then I hear it, throat clearing, dry and scratchy and somehow judgmental. I don't even have to look. It's Derek. He hasn't glanced at the mood board once he's staring at his laptop, like it's the only real thing in the room. Lauren? My spine stiffens at my own name. Yeah, Derek, I say, smiling with my teeth. You got some energy to share with the group? He blinks like I asked him to describe a color. I have numbers, he says, flat voice robot delivery. Ran a/B tests on the soft launch concepts over the weekend. He swivels his laptop around so everyone can see ugly charts, red bars, green bars, no soul anywhere. Tested the abstract mood, creative against a control that shows product and benefit. He taps the screen. Your abstract version is pulling a 0.12% click-through. Landing page bounce is 94%. People click, don't see a product, get confused, and bail. He scrolls. The control ads with the bottle and price are hitting 3.9% CTR. Conversion is 2.7%. He looks up and actually locks eyes with me. If we run blank, we'll burn the entire Q3 spend, about 60 grand, in like 10 days. Near zero ROI. They need sales to justify their Series B. This strategy will wreck them. Room goes dead, not peaceful, dead heavy. Dead like someone unplugged the music, and now you can hear the building hum. I look at Tara. Her eyebrows do that worried thing. I look at the charts again. They're not wrong, but it feels aggressive, like he isn't critiquing the idea. He's swinging at my authority. No soft landing, no love the creativity, no compliment sandwich. Just dropped the data on the table like a grenade and waited to see who flinched. Heat crawls up my neck, fight or flight. Lights up, I pick fight. But the HR-approved, corporate-safe version. Derek, I say, voice calm, in a way that scares even me. I'm going to stop you there. We talked about this last quarter. You're obsessing over linear, short-term metrics. You're choosing capitalism over connection, I say. Derek blinks like he's buffering. I'm choosing the client not going broke, he says, and there it is. I point at him with my fresh manicure like I'm presenting evidence in court. That tone. Defensive, dismissive. You're gaslighting the creative team. You're trying to dominate the room with facts because ambiguity makes you uncomfortable. High art isn't supposed to come with training wheels. Derek looks around the table, looks at Evan. Evan is locked onto the wood grain like it's a final exam. Derek lets out this long, audible exhale through his nose, the kind you do when you're trying not to explode. It's not gaslighting, Lauren. It's math. 0.12% is smaller than 3.9%. That's not a vibe. That's a number. Stop, I snap, and I slam my palm on the table hard enough to make Tara jump. You are invalidating my lived experience as a founder. You're making this room unsafe for creative exploration. I turn my head without looking away from him. Jenna, please document this. Jenna's already typing like her iPad is on fire. Noted, she whispers, microaggression via data as weapon behavior. Derek opens his mouth like he's about to argue. Then he just doesn't. He looks at me, really looks, and something behind his eyes shuts off like a light being flipped in a vacant house. The tiny spark of I care just disappears. Okay, he says flat, you're the CEO. Run the abstract campaign. I'll build the ad sets exactly how you want. I smooth my blazer like I'm smoothing reality itself. Thank you. Let's keep the energy collaborative going forward. We're a family here. Meeting ends. I feel like I just suplexed the patriarchy in a conference room, protected the art, defended the vision, walked back to my office with my heart thumping, like I won something immediately open. LinkedIn type out a little sermon. Leadership isn't blindly obeying dashboards. It's trusting your intuition when the world begs you to conform. Hashtag women in business, hashtag disruption, hashtag vision over vanity metrics. Hit post within 10 minutes. It's like 40-ish likes, tiny dopamine syringe straight to the brain, confidence restored. Wednesday rolls around. I message Derek to come to my office for a one-to-one. Jenna comes too, as witness because transparency matters. I've got a document printed formal performance plan, the kind with bullet points and consequences. Derek sits down. He looks exhausted, dark circles, eyes a little too dry. Probably stayed up all night, gaming or whatever the hoodie class does for fun. I fold my hands like I'm about to offer him mercy. Derek, we need to address the toxicity from Monday, I say, soft voice. Careful. I'm feeling like you're not aligning with our core values of empathy and flow. He stares at the wall over my shoulder, doesn't even look at me. I was doing my job, Lauren. Strategist. Strategy includes risk. That's literally the point. I nod like I'm listening, but I'm already annoyed. It's not what you said, I tell him. It's how you said it. Jenna chimes in with her gentle HR tone, the one that sounds like a lullaby but means paperwork. It felt combative. It created a barrier for the team. We need you to build your soft skills. I slide the paper across the desk. This plan is about reducing abrasive delivery and practicing active listening. Going forward, before you critique any idea, I need 3 positives first. And all feedback needs to be framed as I feel statements, not the data says. Derek finally looks down at the page, reads it slowly. His face doesn't move, just his eyes tracking bullet points. 1. Smile more in meetings. 2. Do not interrupt the creative flow with technical limitations. 3. Use inclusive language. 4. Replace certainty with curiosity. He looks up and this weird, calm smile crawls onto his face. Not friendly, not warm, more like someone accepting the terms of a plea deal. Understood, he says, I will comply. I will not be a barrier. I will only support the vision. He signs it. No argument, no pushback, just signs, stands, walks out. Door clicks, shut. Jenna and I look at each other and grin. We literally high-five. That went amazing, she squeals. He really heard us. This is a breakthrough. I lean back in my chair like a general reviewing troops. This, I say, is the power of corrective coaching. Fast forward 2 weeks, the office feels wrong, not tense, not chaotic, just strange quiet in a way that makes you notice your own breathing. The tech corner used to have noise, not loud. But life, Derek and Evan would argue about spaghetti code versus clean architecture. Cole would chime in about data hygiene like he was defending a thesis. Evan would ask Cole if he wanted tacos after work. Now, dead silence like someone put a library sign back there when I walk past. They either minimize their screens instantly or they stare forward like mannequins. No jokes, no little laughs, no side conversations. It's like they've turned themselves into furniture. I send a Slack message to the dev channel. Hey team, how's the Dewdrop landing page coming? Need good vibes? Reply comes back instantly from Evan. Completed per specifications. Live on staging. No emoji, no GIF, no you got it. Just sterile compliance, I tell myself. This is good. This is respect. They finally understand I'm not here to be debated. They finally fear me a little, and fear is just another form of acknowledgement, right? In my head, I'm the queen of the hive, and everyone's finally doing their jobs. Launch day arrives for Dewdrop for blank, the no product. All mood masterpiece, we spend like $18,000 on the launch party. Alone rented out a rooftop lounge with heat lamps, and an unnecessary DJ invited influencers who demanded free product, plus appearance fees, like $600 a head, just to show up and film themselves, breathing. The client founder is there. Her name's Melissa. She's got that nervous, rich energy, hands always moving, eyes always checking something. She's sunk her savings into this. Plus the VC cash, she corners me with a champagne flute, like it's a life preserver. Lauren, I'm scared, she says. My investors are watching the metrics like hawks. If we don't hit at least 2.3 ROAS in week 1, they might pull funding. I squeeze her hand soft, reassuring. Practiced, Melissa babe, trust the process. Women don't want to be sold to. They want to be witnessed. This campaign witnesses them. Sales will follow emotion. She nods, but her face stays unsure, so I hit her with more buzzwords. Community resonance, identity alignment, narrative, intimacy, post-consumer liberation. Her eyes glaze just enough that she drifts away. Midnight hits, campaign goes live. Ads start rolling across Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I go home buzzing like, I can feel the future humming and my ribs crawl into bed and immediately check the site on my phone. It looks insane in a good way. Just a blurry photo of a sad girl standing in a field, washed out colors text across it that says, "What are you missing?" No obvious button you have to scroll to find this tiny little link that says Discover. So mysterious, so minimalist, so expensive looking. I fall asleep feeling electric. Next morning, I stroll into the office at like 11:15 a.m. CEO timing, expecting cheers, champagne, confetti, some kind of worship. Honestly, walk in and the place is silent, not focused, silent, funeral, silent. Tara is at her desk, chewing her nails down to nothing, eyes wide, refreshing something over and over. Jenna is literally hiding in the meditation pod, like it's a bunker. I walk straight to the tech corner. Derek is sitting perfectly still, hands folded in his lap like he's waiting for a verdict. Eyes locked on the big dashboard screen. I follow his gaze traffic. 47,800 visitors. Okay, big numbers at spend. $7,600. Already also big numbers bounce rate. 99.7% conversions. 0 sales, $0. I blink rub. My eyes look again like the screen is going to apologize still. 0, not even one mercy purchase from somebody's aunt. My throat goes tight. "What is this?" I ask, voice doing that tiny shake thing. "Is the pixel broken?" Derek turns his chair around slow as hell. That same calm, dead smile from the PIP meeting is on his face. I check the pixel, Lauren. He says, "It's firing correctly." "Then why isn't anyone buying?" He nods like I just asked a thoughtful question in therapy. "Well," he says, "I feel like the customer journey may be too abstract for current market sentiment. I feel that not having a buy now above the fold is creating friction. And mostly I feel that people don't understand what we're selling." I just stare at him because he's doing it. He's using the stupid "I feel" wording. He's obeying the document and it sounds insane coming out of his mouth. "Derek, fix it," I snap. "Change the landing page. Put the product on there. Put a giant button that says buy now." He tilts his head gently, like I'm the one being unreasonable. "I would love to," he says, "but that would require a change in creative direction. And per the performance plan, I'm not allowed to dominate the creative space. Or invalidate your vision." He gestures at the dashboard like it's an art gallery. "Your vision was the void. If I add a button, I'm filling the void. I don't want to come off aggressive." My jaw actually drops. He's not just complying, he's using my own rules like a shield. I whip toward Evan. "Evan, you do it. Right now. Just code the button in." Evan looks up with the widest innocent eyes I've ever seen on a grown man. "I can't, Lauren," he says, soft voice. "That wasn't in Monday's sprint planning. You said unauthorized scope creep creates anxiety. I have to protect the team's mental health." He gives me a tiny little nod like he's proud of himself. "I can add it to next week's sprint." "Next week?" I basically squeak, then I'm yelling, "Next week? We're lighting like $1,000 an hour on fire. Do it now." Evan doesn't even flinch. "I need a ticket," he says, calm as a meditation app. "Please submit it in Jira. Once it's approved by creative, copy, and legal, I'll begin." I look at all three of them, Derek, Evan, Cole. They're just sitting there, three immovable objects watching the building burn down and refusing to pick up the hose because I once said the water pressure felt too masculine. "Fine," I bark. "Tara!" I spin toward the creative desks. "Do you know WordPress?" Tara looks like I just asked her to defuse a bomb with chopsticks. I know how to post blogs," she says. "Good enough." I say, "Log in and add a button." She scrambles hands shaking on the mouse clicks around the admin panel like it's a haunted house she tries to paste in a button. Widget something breaks. The CSS implodes. The homepage turns into a mess of raw error text. The whole site is now basically a screaming wall of code. We aren't even showing the mood anymore. Just fatal error, broken layout. 404s popping like fireworks. My stomach drops through the floor. There's no hiding. This I have to call Melissa. I hit dial with a finger that doesn't feel like it belongs to me. She answers on the first ring. I barely get 2 words out. She starts screaming so loud, I have to hold the phone away from my ear. Full on, panic, rage, investor, terror in stereo. She says she's pulling the account, immediately demands the retainer back, threatens legal action, throws around words like gross negligence and incompetence. I just stand there shaking with the phone, buzzing in my hand. Call ends. My hands are cold, my face is hot. I turn back to Derek. He's already putting on his coat. It's like 12:05 p.m. "Where are you going?" I whisper, because my brain can't process anything else. "Lunch," he says, like we're having a normal day. "Then I have a dentist appointment." He checks his watch. "I'll be taking the rest of the day as PTO." He looks at me with that same calm smile. Self-care is important, right? And he walks out. Evan stands up right after him. Cole too, like they rehearsed it as they pass. Evan mutters under his breath, "Solidarity." And then they're gone. I'm left with Tara, Jenna, and Marco. A broken website and the echo of Melissa's screaming still ringing in my ears. The next month is a slow-motion wreck. The Dewdrop fiasco leaks, people talk, clients circle back, and then disappear forever. Word spreads in that industry way, where nobody admits anything, but somehow everyone knows. Our reputation doesn't just dip. It craters cash flow, goes negative in a week. I'm staring at payroll like it's a cliff edge. I don't have enough in the business account. And my personal savings is basically a maxed credit card with good intentions. I need a win. I need oxygen. We have one real client left. Iron Hall Massive. B2B Logistics. SaaS boring as beige paint. But they pay like $42,000 a month. And they pay on time. We run their entire web infrastructure and lead gen. It's not cute social posts. It's servers and APIs and databases and integrations that can't go down. It's a living beast, and Derek, Evan, and Cole run it completely. I don't even know the admin passwords. I don't know where the keys are stored. I don't know what's in prod versus staging. I call an all-hands meeting. Try to walk in like I'm steady, but my voice is already betraying me. "Okay, team," I say, forcing confidence into the words. "We hit a bump with Dewdrop. Understatement of the century. But we're pivoting. We're focusing on Iron Hall. They need a major server migration this weekend." My hands are sweating. "Derek, I need you to lead it." Derek looks at me for a second. No anger, no smugness, just that blank calm. Then he slides something across the table, a crisp white envelope like a wedding invitation. "Actually," he says, "I'm resigning. Effective immediately." My heart stops so hard it feels like a glitch. You can't," I say, and it comes out pathetic. Derek nods once. "I can. I accepted an offer as VP of growth at a logistics startup." He says it like he's reading weather, double my salary. Equity. And they use data to make decisions. Evan stands up like it's his cue, slides his own envelope onto the table. "Me too," he says. "Derek brought me in. I already signed somewhere else." Cole stands next to envelope number 3. "Same," he says, head of analytics. I stare at the 3 envelopes, then at the 3 of them. My mouth opens and nothing intelligent comes out. "You're leaving with the Iron Hall migration due in 2 days, I finally manage. "That's sabotage. That's unethical." Derek shrugs, small and casual. "It's at-will employment, Lauren. Also," he adds, "you kept saying we were holding the agency back, that our energy was heavy." He spreads his hands like he's doing me a favor. "We're removing the heavy energy. You should be excited. Now you've got a fully empathetic workspace." He stands. "Good luck with the migration." And they just walk out, no boxes, no awkward desk, clean out, no farewell, just leave like they've had their exit bags packed for weeks. Which, honestly, they probably did panic hits, not, oh no, panic, like animal brain, heart and throat. Panic office is basically me, Tara, Jenna, Marco, and 2 interns who still think this is a resume builder. We all just stare at each other like the power went out. Tara is crying straight up. Jenna is doing that fast breathing thing, like she's gonna pass out. Marco looks around and goes, "So, what do we do? Who even knows how to run the migration?" Silence, because the only 3 people who knew literally just ghosted us. "I can figure it out," I say, way too fast. "I'm the founder. I'm not stupid. How hard can it be? It's computers. It's just buttons." I march to Derek's desk like I'm storming Normandy. His computer is locked. Of course it is. I call our outsourced IT help desk, some third-party support solutions company, with hold music that sounds like depression. They tell me they can't unlock it without authorization. I start screaming full CEO, meltdown, threaten contracts, threaten reviews, threaten to escalate. Eventually they unlock it, because nobody wants this smoke at 11:30 a.m. Screen finally pops up and it's just black windows, green text, cursor blinking like it's judging me. Full Matrix cosplay. There's folders everywhere with names that look like passwords. I see one that says ironhall_migration_runbooks. Okay, that looks like Destiny. I click it. There's a script file. I open it. First line is basically screaming at me. Warning, do not run without verified backups/snapshot. Yeah, all right. Fear-mongering, men love. Warning labels makes them feel heroic for being cautious. I flip over to the cloud console, big friendly buttons everywhere. One says terminate instance. Another says launch instance. I'm like, okay, migrate means move, right? You end the old one and start the new one. Basic logic. I click terminate on the production server. A pop-up asks, are you sure? Of course I'm sure. I click yes. The little green indicator turns red. Then the server just disappears, like it got snapped out of existence. I spin back to the room. Okay, I announce, way too proud, step one done. See? I don't need a man to click a mouse. Tara wipes her face, trying to look hopeful. Jenna does a shaky thumbs up, like she's clinging to faith. I click launch instance. It asks me for an SSH key, or a PEM key, or something that might as well be a dragon scale. I have no idea what that is. I type password 123 error. I type admin error. I type my own birthday. Like an idiot error, my stomach drops because the old server is gone and the new one won't start. I say, voice cracking. Guys. It's not letting me turn the new one on. And the old one is gone. 5 minutes later, my phone rings and it's the kind of ring where your soul leaves your body. It's the CEO of Ironhall. He never calls. He always emails like a grown adult today. He calls Lauren. He says voice so cold it could preserve meat. Why is my entire business offline? Why is our customer database returning a 404? I make a noise that's supposed to be a greeting. Hi, Todd, I squeak. We're just mid-migration. Few hiccups? Hiccups! He roars actual roar like I just punted his dog. My CTO just called me. He says the production instance was terminated, deleted. And there is no backup because the automated backup job lived on the box you deleted. My mouth opens, nothing comes out but air. Did you delete the server? He says, slow and sharp. I try to explain. I try to say I was following the process, but I can't even find words. Did you delete it? He repeats, yes, I whisper. And there's this long silence, the kind of silence that costs money. We are losing $12,000 a minute, he says. Terrifyingly calm. I am suing you. I am suing your company for every cent. This is negligence. Do not touch anything else. You are fired. Click the call ends and my hands are shaking so bad, I almost drop the phone, and that's when it all starts collapsing for real. The fallout is biblical. Ironhall sues they want, like $1.7 million in damages. Our insurance provider basically laughs at me. They tell me gross negligence isn't covered, especially when the CEO manually overrides safety warnings. Cool, cool, cool. We lose. We lose hard company assets, get seized, computers, desks, chairs, the stupid neon sign, everything I have to lay off, everyone one by one, people crying in turns, looking like they just watched their future evaporate. Jenna cries the hardest. She grabs my hands and goes, "But Lauren, I thought we were building a safe space." And something in me finally snaps clean in half. Safe spaces cost money, I scream, voice cracking mask gone. I need coders. I need nerds. I need people who know how to turn a server back on. Jenna stares at me like I just slapped her pure horror. You've internalized the patriarchy, she whispers, and she walks out like I'm radioactive. And then it's just me alone in the wreckage, I file. Chapter 7, Personal Bankruptcy, Full Humiliation, Speedrun, I call my dad. Because of course I do, because I'm desperate and he refuses. I gave you 180 grand. Lauren, he says, and you turned it into a lawsuit. Learn what $1's worth. My condo gets foreclosed. I sell off my Boss wardrobe online. Poshmark eBay stuff I used to brag about as investment pieces. Now I'm shipping it in busted cardboard boxes. I end up in a basement studio in a trash neighborhood. You can hear everybody's arguments through the walls. The window is basically at ankle height. I apply for marketing jobs, dozens, hundreds, nobody hires me. My name is Poison. The Dewdrop fiasco gets passed around like a ghost story. It's literally a case study now, how not to launch a brand in the modern era. 6 months later, I'm working at a clothing store in the mall, folding sweaters making $15.50 an hour. My feet always hurt. My nails are plain and bitten. I wear a name tag that just says Lauren. No founder, no CEO. Just Lauren. Tuesday afternoon store is dead. Then I hear laughing loud, happy guy laughing. I freeze, a group walks in and my stomach drops. It's them, Derek, Evan, Cole, plus a couple extra dudes I don't recognize. They look expensive. Arc'teryx vests, nice watches, healthy faces. Derek looks good, like sleeping vitamins actually exist for him. He's laughing at something. Evan says, yeah, IPOS probably early next year. Derek says casual, like talking about weather. My options vest and I'm buying a fishing boat. Evan laughs, a boat? Dude, that's a terrible investment. Cole goes, dead serious. ROI on a boat is negative, man. Derek grins. Yeah, but the joy metric is high. They all laugh. They're happy they're building things. I duck behind a rack of clearance jeans, heart pounding. Please don't see me, please don't see me. They stop right in front of my section. Of course they do. Derek picks up a gray hoodie, turns it over in his hands. This is solid, he says. Might grab it for the office. A C in there is brutal. Then he turns and he sees me. I'm holding a sloppy stack of unfolded denim hair, frizzy eyes, tired face that looks like it gave up our eyes lock. I brace myself. I wait for him to do the little victory speech to call me visionary to twist the knife. But he doesn't. His face softens, not anger, not triumph, just pity. Like looking at a stray dog soaked in rain, sad, but not his problem. He gives me a quick, polite nod. Lauren, he says quietly, just acknowledging I exist. Then he turns back to Evan. Nah, he says, actually I don't need it. Let's go get lunch. Steakhouse, Evan says. I'm buying. And they walk out of the store, out of my life, into their bright, well-funded future. The store gets quiet again. Then my manager appears, 20-year-old girl named Madison Perky and ruthless. Lauren, she snaps, you're zoning out again. Can you refold this display? It looks messy. It doesn't align with visual standards. I look at the table. I look at Madison. I want to scream that I used to have an office. I used to run meetings. I used to have a neon sign, but I don't because the data says I'm a retail associate, and the data doesn't lie. Yes, Madison, I say, I'm on it. I start folding left, over right, smooth the fabric stack, it perfectly, repeat, repeat, repeat. At least, I don't have to think about servers anymore. Guess I found my empty space after all, only it's not a campaign.